Hello, Star Lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Today we're talking about, in October, we can heal through the power of harmony. And that feels really good. You know, we think about healing and we say, oh, there's going to be some release there. We can make space. We can, reach more towards what we're wanting. We can remove obstacles or blocks. And that envisioning, that imagining feels amazing. And then when we think about harmony, we can think about things being filled with ease and there being a flow. And yet, when we look at the month, we have that beautiful sun in Libra. So it's going to feel as if there is more ease and there is a little bit better ability to discern. There's a little bit better ability to be connected with others because there's flow when we have that Libran beautiful sun. And yet, there are still times when we're not positive about our ability to discern, or that healing can be really deep and it can feel really heavy. And there are moments when we get impatient because we have an expectation in our mind and our soul has a completely different equation for that. So when I talk about healing through the power of harmony, what we're being pushed to do, and let's think of it as an invitation, it is an opening. This is an allowance for us to understand and appreciate fully that our heart and our soul has just as much information, wisdom, power, guidance, direction as our minds. And so when we think of it that way, we can take a step back and we can say, oh, okay, wait a minute. What is Kim really talking about when she's talking about this power to heal through harmony? I'm talking about giving your heart and soul space, because let's think about some mental words, then some heartfelt words, then some soul level words, just to give our mind something to really coalesce around. So when we think about mental, we're thinking about intentions, we're thinking about themes, we're thinking about dreams, imagination, we're thinking about vision. Beautiful. When we think about our heart, this is when we get into words like satisfaction, fulfillment, pleasure, joy, peace, that beautiful attraction, the appreciation. Those are words that are in that heartfelt space. When I think of wisdom and I think of intuition and I think of silence, again, they're words, so I'm still using the word think. I'm not necessarily going into those actions. When we then bring in the soul, that's where we get to words like whispers and nudges and inklings and undeniably powerful and filled with remembrance and validation for who we are. It's the core of who we are, and yet it's wispy. And so when I look at this sun in Libra, there is space for all of this. This is a Venusian. This is where Venus is at the fore. And Venus loves heart-centered things. She loves love. She loves beauty. She loves peace. She loves calm. She also really understands and accepts value. She's unbelievably discerning. And so she has this soul-level inclination when she enters into a circumstance, a conversation, a time and a place. And so wouldn't we all want to know the exact right thing to say, the right direction to go in, the who to believe? Is this the right person? Am I using the right resources? I mean, and able to have that certainty would bring us that peace, would feel like it's harmonious. And yet we are where we are right now. So one of the gifts of this month is for us to accept who we are in this moment. And if we take a moment and we just say, okay, where am I? And we think about and we really appreciate and we acknowledge what we have done that we're proud of and that we can accept and the strides we've made. Here we are, we're entering the 10th month of 2024. 2024 has been edgy. It has been crazy making in some of those timings of this because the energy hasn't felt harmonious. That we've had moments of flow, but we've also have moments of angst. And so when we think about those edges and we say we're in the 10th month, we should be proud of ourselves. We have made it to the 10th month and we have achieved a tremendous amount. And here we are still standing, still saying yes, still pushing to the envelope and still saying, you know what? I welcome my transformation. I welcome my soul mission. I am really looking at how to align my mind, my heart, my will, how to bring about the actions or attract the people and the opportunities for me to be living to my fullness, for me to be opening up to my potential. There's healing in this moment of being grateful for all the things that we have done. That is healing. Because right now we're in that Libran energy. There's an uplift there. I was talking about this, the whole season being walking on cobblestones. And yes, we are there, but we have some beautiful moments, particularly the second and third week. We've got this uplift the second week. It feels just really, really good. So we're going to thoroughly enjoy that. And then we get in that third week, we get to Scorpio season. And so we're readying ourselves. Libra gives us that pause moment for us to get ready for that deep dive in Scorpio. So that 20th week of October, we enter into the Scorpionic, that deep, intense, sometimes dramatic, but amazingly powerfully healing energy of Scorpio. Scorpio will drive us to distraction sometimes because she wants us to be completely in love, like limitlessly with ourselves. And what does that mean? Accepting every single part of us. Accepting that there are some things that are wildly uncomfortable that we just absolutely do not want to look at. We do not want to face. We do not want to imagine that they could be part of us. And yet they are. And guess what? Our heart remembers and our soul absolutely knows. It's just our mind that's holding us back. And so when we can free our minds and bring that breath in, and we can have those beautiful inhales and those exhales, and we can slow our mind down, and we can get into the rhythm and the tempo and the cadence of who we are. Now, knowing your intuitive success signature certainly helps. And you know what I'm going to say, if you haven't taken that quiz, go ahead and answer those 12 questions at your starmaptosuccess.com and find out your signature, because those energetic signatures are so helpful for you to take these general information that your mind says, oh, great, I know, but then it helps you to take action that's right for you. And so that is that. Talk about certainty and having discernment. Here it is, a gift for you anytime I do these podcasts. So here's a gift for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm not going to end. I'm just going to take this moment to be amazingly grateful for you to be listening. And I've gotten so much beautiful feedback recently about how important these podcasts are and what a gift for healing for me, because I don't have a huge audience, and these are a significant amount of time and effort and energy. And yet when you come back to me and you say, oh, they've helped me so much. I have gotten so much information. I found out so much about myself. These have been truly beautifully aligned with exactly what I need. This is what I'm talking about with Libran energy. Here we have it for 3 weeks at the beginning of the month. And this is that heartfelt appreciation. This is that gratitude. This is me accepting it as graciously as I possibly can and just conveying that I have drunk this up and you have given me energy, and thank you so, so much. I so adore you. And so think about that energy when you're entering a situation that you may be questioning, when you're entering a conversation that you don't exactly know what's going to come out of it. And our minds are trying to protect us. So our minds will shut us down. Our minds will take a step back. Our minds will say, don't go for it. Our minds will talk us into maybe not doing something. Please do not let that happen. There is tremendous supportive and opportunity-filled energy this month. And we want to be able to say yes to it. And here we are, that 10th month of 2024. We may be tired. It's okay to go in a slower rhythm. Libra adores that. And guess what? Scorpio likes it when we take those moments and we take a step back and we spend time in solitude. So when we're looking at our Q4 goals and we're looking at that 3-month, that 90-day, and we've read the 10X book and all the things, what I am urging you to do, what Venus wants you to do, is enjoy every single day. Take moments for yourself. Give yourself permission to have that beautiful synchronicity of energy that fuels you, that fills you, Think about filling your cup this month. That would be enormously helpful. And it's not as if this energy is forward moving. It is great for you to be able to go ahead and launch something or, introduce something or take advantage of a group that you're thinking about joining or, take a workshop that you've been contemplating. Certainly pull together some plans now that you've looked to see where you've tracked through this year because you're in the 10th month. This is beautiful activity and energy, but not if it's in a rapid staccato. Not if it's like boom, 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 without breath or space. Libra does not like that at all. Libra likes you to do and move forward and just take a moment and then move forward again, move out and then move back and gather. So this is where you can learn and really fully understand what your rhythm is. Everybody has a different one. When we think about all these things, we can think about this is the balance that's achieved in the new era. Understanding and appreciating those linear, outward, success-orienting, goal-seeking measures, as well as filling yourself at that core and really drinking yourself in and understanding and appreciating how you like to be. Just be. And that's a blissful combination because that's where you'll be able to, a handful of weeks and months and years from now, say, I am still filled with passion. I have been beautifully committed to my goals and I have been, experiencing my life in ways that really fill me. There are a few big star energies this month, not huge. We have an ecliptic pair that, the new moon with that annular solar eclipse happens on the 2nd of October. There's an almost eclipse at that full moon on the 17th. We've got Jupiter heading into retrograde on the 9th. And we have Pluto. They almost like hand each other off because Pluto on the 11th is stationing direct. So this is where we get those energies of let's go and gather. Let's look at that strategic element of our lives. Let's take a step back and look at that 30,000 foot and get equanimity around it and say, oh, I really see and understand. I have this objectivity now. It's not filled with drama or intensity. That's coming at the end of the month. I'm going to gather myself now and really understand and appreciate how I can attain what it is that I set out to do at the top of the year. Not to then rush to have this huge cram 3 months, but to then understand and fully appreciate how to recalibrate, how to assess what still is serving you and what no longer does. And really take those moments and say, you know what? I'm going to let that go because I've been doing it for a handful of months, or that's something I've been thinking about. And guess what? I haven't materialized or actuated it this year. So maybe I will push it into 2025, or guess what? It may not be ours. Beautiful time to do all of this. Again, we have that ecliptic energy. It's really wonderful to set intentions for the next 6 months. So we go ahead and do that at the beginning of the month with that beautiful new moon. I'll have a podcast. It's going to be number 103. Sorry about that. 103. Can you believe it? And that will be beautiful for you to gather and understand and appreciate the magical tools that we have at the ready. The healing card, number 29 out of the Oracle deck came. And honestly, I saw it, and this was before I'd gone to any of the energies, and I was feeling that lightness of Libra, and I was thinking, I don't want to wait till we get into Scorpio season at the end of the month. I really want to stir this now. So I went to the tarot and I asked it, how can the stars help healing this month? And I got the 8 of Wands, and no joke, it's the Harmony card. And that's where there's this unifying spirit of balance. It's where that opposition, we have that full range of things like yin and yang, or doing and being, or inhaling and exhaling. And you get that full range, and you could say, where do I want to sit in that? Where do I fit in that? And it doesn't have to be static. Balance isn't static. There's a beautiful flow. Maybe there's certain times of the week or the day or the month where you're feeling more outward facing. And then there are times when you're feeling more inwardly reflective. And that's beautifully, because harmonizing can be playful and it can be creative. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with your soul. You can do it with the stars or the realms or magic. And you can certainly do it with others. The crystal is bronzite. This happened to be the crystal of 2021. And 2021 was all about interface. This is the year I said, look, we have hands, because we were just reborn in 2020. The new era was here. It just landed. And here we were entering it, and we had no idea what to do. So it was a year that we were like, do I do this? Do I do that? What's my future? What's my past? Where am I right now? And so here comes Bronzite again to say, guess what? You have learned so much in the last 3 years. Some of it has been amazingly gratifying, and some of it has been probably grief-filled. But here you are with all this much more expertise, experience, wisdom. What are you doing now? How will you embody that? Beautiful. I love the spirit animal. It's lion. And you can think of lion, and we think of that roar, or we think of that pride, or we can think of the Wizard of Oz, of the cowardly lion, right? And we can say, oh, I'm going to have a brave heart. The key to this is heart. Lion is all about your strength of heart, about being true to you, about standing unwaveringly in who you truly are. So call on lion whenever you need him, or the lioness when you need her. Olive, once again, is the flower essence, and it was the flower essence of September. And I went into the essence again, and I asked it, what else can you tell us? Because it is a restorative of energy. There's this inner renewal that happens. There's a freshness that occurs. It does give you energy. So if you're feeling like, wait, I have tons of energy, don't take it, unless you're feeling like those moments where you're like, but I'm out of alignment with my energy. There is such wisdom in Olive. Olive knows when to fuel up and when to fuel in. And so if you're doubting that, just talk to the Olive. I have a beautiful picture in the blog post that is this gorgeous ancient olive tree that must be, 3,000 years old. It's unbelievably stunning. And you can ask the tree, what wisdom do you have to share with me right now? So I'm going to dive into those intuitive success signatures, and I'm going to go into your monthly forecast. And so these are tips for you for the month. And when I lay in those weekly ones, or the lunar ones, or I've already laid the groundwork for that beautiful 10-month realizing your grand vision that is in podcast number 80. And then I laid out the ones that's in podcast 92 for that 9-month Mars in Cancer. And then I laid them out for Pluto in the 20 year. That would have been at the top of the year. So I don't remember the podcast number, but I'm laying these all in, and I'm not forgetting what they are. So it's not as if we're going to be taking you one place and then taking you completely someplace else. I am a strategist. I am looking at this at the bigger picture. So when I lay these in, they just fit in perfectly, and you can think about the files that are being filled. So for you, wise strategist, this is about outreach for you. So as you've been listening and you've been saying, oh, great, I get to take a step back and really go into my cocoon, not so much. This is a beautiful time for you to be gathering with people that you adore. So it's a time to show up and demonstrate your value. And the reason why I say spending time with people that you adore, because you're going to do it. So it is a time for you to speak, to advise, to demonstrate, to offer, to invite, to sell. And you don't have to go out on big, huge stages, but you do want to go out and you want to be shaking hands with people and having them understand what's behind your handshake. For you, intuitive visionary, this is about logic and focus and refinement. It's time to streamline. And honestly, I am an intuitive visionary too, and I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Optimize, streamline, fine tune, refine, let go of. This is not in the beautiful, gorgeous ideation, invention, innovation energy that intuitive visionaries adore. However, you're in creation mode. And so creation mode is the constructs of your ideas. And so when you look and you say, okay, what are the channels that have worked the best for me? And who are the clients that I've gotten that I truly adore? I'm going to do more of that, because you can clear up more pathways. You can make it easier. You can make it faster. You can make it, growth oriented when you winnow down. For you, Collaborative Explorer, it is a time to show up. It is absolutely a time to show up and get on stages. Let yourself shine in the spotlight. It's times. But you're better in interviews and on panels and as part of groups. So you don't have to go it alone. You can do it in ways that are really beautifully harmonious to you. I'm not forgetting that I talked about healing through harmony, and I spent so much time about that rhythm and that tempo and that flow and of that doing and that being. And it seems as if all of these tips are outward facing and doing. Yes, but no. Yes, for the overall energetic effect, but no with it being a constant push. Do it with your natural ability, your natural inclination, and in your gifts and talents, and it will be perfect. So ruling warrior, this is not so much in the fun camp for you at the beginning of the month. It feels too fluffy. It just feels like, oh my God, Flo, what is happening right now? Here's what you want to do. You absolutely want to appreciate where people are on their own success path. Because what you will tend to do, let's just own it, you will tend to push them to make that sale. You will tend to say, guess what? It's in my best interest for you to come into my group or for you to attend this event or for you to get on my client roster right now. But if you're not doing it in their own best interest, in their own timing, you are not going to have that beautifully growing client book of business that you desire. And if you look and you see how long you've been keeping your clients and how much they come back and how loyal they are to you at the end of their time with you, you will get exactly the information that you want, because then you're going to want to either continue doing that because you were doing a great job, or you're going to want to alter that, because I have to tell you, there are people out there that have clients for life. There are people that have clients that spend years with them. And I know that any ruling warrior that I've worked with, they're one and done, and they let me go and they don't talk to me again practically. And so that's not where you want to be. This is about relationship building. So look, I've asked you to do this over the beginning of the summer. Look at your client book of business, look to see where people are, see who you can talk to, open conversations with them. This is the similar energy. And you might as well, because you're going to be a little bit bored at the beginning of other than the first week. Things are going to move, but they're not going to move fast enough for you. So take the opportunity to do this. Creative superstar, it's time to produce, not create. So this is where you want to dive in and look at your plans, look at your deadlines, look at your targets, look at your finances. This is where, when I was speaking about equanimity and say, hey, where did I get to in the last 10 months versus what I had for my goals? We're going to alter your goals in most cases, because you're like everybody else. You're going to dream big, and then you're going to have a year, right? So allow yourself to do that. You've been really deliciously creative. Let's appreciate that. Let's look to see what your tenor and tone feels like for this next quarter, and allow that to be true, and then adjust your goals, because this is going to give you a great baseline for 2025. Now, loving alchemist, this is a time to be frivolous and sassy and fun. Be playful. Be honestly lighthearted. Actually sing and dance and just enjoy yourself. You've worked really, really hard. You've done things that have pushed yourself. Take the time right now and just have a blast. So October is an excellent month to appreciate the flow of balance. And it's really about that open gateway to walk into the new era. This is the moment. It's time. And we can relate either. We love those practical, outward reaching tips and tools and energies, or we love those beautifully inner reflecting gathering ones. Wherever you are, just recognize that you're being nudged ever so deliciously, lovingly, being nudged to take some steps to go into that places that you're uncomfortable, but to do it in ways that really fuel you. So October is a delicious month for healing. It's very powerful for harmony. Happy, happy October. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together, as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.